Hi, my name is Angelica, and this is the Angelica Unfiltered channel where I talk about health, wellness, weight loss, but mostly fat acceptance. So, Tess Holliday was on the news. Did you guys see that?
Thinness is in. Body positivity and curvy is no longer popular.
Well, personally, I didn't because this was on Good Morning Britain. So, shout out to you UK folks that had the great opportunity to watch this.
I think ever since 2020, there's been a rapid decline in diversity overall.
Unfortunately, I am on the other side of the pond, but luckily, Tess Holliday did clip this and put it on her TikTok so we can watch it together.
It's just kind of the perfect storm of like the jobs and, where our culture is at right now.
I think it's really interesting that she was on the British news because if you watch Graphically Alex, he keeps making all these videos where he's reading articles about body positivity and fat acceptance, and all of the authors are all from Britain or like the UK. So it's just hilarious that Tess Holliday is now on the news in the UK. Alex, if you're watching this, you are quite a sidekick, or maybe just really smart at putting some pieces together. Oh, I don't have blinds in this room, so I just hung up a blanket to cover the blaring sun in my face. But the blanket is pink, so I kind of like turned down the saturation on my video because I looked like I just got third-degree sunburn. So if I look a little washed out, that's why. Jewelry of the day. This is the centering smoky quartz necklace. This is the little piece I'm working on. I still need to make all of them and put them on my website. Then earrings. Cute. These are just regular little hoops. These are the peridot huggy hoops, and these are little star malachite earrings that I made a long time ago for myself because I love malachite. And if you like any of these pieces, I'll have everything linked down below. You can use code YouTube10 to save 10% off my business, Rebirth Jewelry. But let's get into Tess Holliday. You guys like my cup? I usually don't give a flying fuck about Stanley cups or reusable cups. But look at this one from Igloo. It matches my room, so it's a business expense. Okay. So this was posted on her TikTok. This was a week ago, and the caption of this video says, "Ugh, who gave me permission to be so gorge? Thanks for Good Morning Britain for having me on, even if they did open the segment saying, I blame GLP-1s for the fall of the body positivity movement, upside down smile face. Def didn't, but stand by that we deserve respect regardless of how we show up in the world." So I don't know what that's about, but let's see if they shined Tess Holliday in the wrong light.
I blame it 100% on GLP-1s or the weight loss jobs.
Did she just not say that with her own fucking mouth? That she blames them? Or is this AI? Is this AI, Tess Holliday? Are you a victim of fake news via AI?
I really say that I blame it 100% on GLP-1s.
Or did she say wouldn't, but they cut it weird? So maybe she said I wouldn't blame it 100% on GLP-1s, but it's cut so it sounds weird.
Or the weight loss jobs. I think that collectively our society has moved to a place where thinness is in.
Thinness has always been in. If you're friends with not fat people, like normal, healthy weight sized people, they never wanted to be involved in the body positivity movement. They never idolized 600-pound models like Tess Holliday. If every fat person had the opportunity to push a button and become thin or healthy weight or normal weight, they would. And if they said that they wouldn't, then they're a fucking liar, okay?
Body positivity and curvy is no longer popular for a lot of brands.
Insert all of the curvy Victoria's Secret angels during their last runway show. So here are all of the plus size models. Here we have Precious Lee. And then we have Barbie Ferreira, Devin Garcia, Paloma, Ashley Graham, of course, queen of plus size modeling. Tess Holliday, sorry, you're not the queen of plus size modeling, it's her. Here's Yumi. There's still very successful plus size models out there. They just don't look like Tess Holliday. Quite frankly, they're probably 200, 300 pounds less than her. People just don't want to see super morbidly obese models. They're still plus size models.
And that's what we're seeing reflected on runways and magazines and media. My plus size colleagues around the world, they're not really working. So
This has been something that she's complained about multiple times, is that her and other plus size models are no longer working. They are. Companies are just not trying to market their products, or maybe they're just not even making any product for super morbidly obese people. Companies like Old Navy have realized that carrying up to a 6X in stores is not very profitable, so they're going to cap it about at 22, 24.
So it's been really disheartening to see.
I imagine it is tough. I mean, I've got a few friends, actually, that have been taking the jabs, and
Holy fucking arm. Holy arm. Holy arm. Ham arm. I really don't like my arms, but I mean, I would never be Tess Holliday size, but goddamn, if my arms look like that, you would never catch me in a tank top. I would be wearing long sleeves 1000% of the time. Not that wearing long sleeves would be able to conceal that, but at least it would be able to kind of hide it.
they tell me that it's been life transforming, and I can see it in their eyes. They feel so positive.
Who would have known that losing weight makes your life better? Of course, it can be done unhealthily, but if you're like me, if you're like most of America, 77% of American adults are overweight, 44% of them being obese, losing weight greatly impacts your life. Your joints and your back hurt less. You spend probably less money on food. You're going to the doctor less. You just feel more energetic. You're also probably able to get a higher quality of sleep because you're no longer being strangled by your fat neck and having to wear the CPAP machine. I mean, I know not everyone works out when they lose weight, but a lot of people do. And, exercising helps your mental health as well as many different aspects of physical health. No matter how many people in the fat acceptance community, Tess Holliday included, say that your weight has no effect on your health, is just completely fucking false. And viewer, you're probably on a weight loss journey, or you have lost weight and you're just trying to maintain that. You also know that losing weight has made your life better. But these people, Tess Holliday included, fat acceptance people, body positivity people, they don't have enough restraint. They do not have any sort of determination to either seek help for their ED or just count their calories. So they will never understand how much better their life could get. They are so comfortable in their misery that they will never change. They like being this size because they love being a victim. Tess Holliday gets paid to be a victim. She's going on the fucking news to talk about how horrible it is to be fat. And that is one reason why Tess Holliday will never lose weight.
They have incredible body positivity.
You cannot lose weight and be body positive. Those things are not going hand in hand.
Because you can only lose weight if you hate yourself. Did you know that? Losing weight is a form of self-hatred.
Because they feel in control of their body in a way they didn't before.
Okay, she's spitting facts. And I feel that too. I have lost a little bit over 80 pounds now. And losing weight is so liberating. And losing weight has given me so much confidence because obviously weight has been something that I have been affected with my entire life. I have struggled with weight and eating a majority of my life. Counting my calories, getting on the scale and seeing the pounds fly off, losing weight, seeing my features better has given me so much confidence. I mean, I've already have had some confidence because there are lots of things in my life that I have been able to accomplish. There are lots of goals that I've worked towards that I've completed, but there's just something about losing weight that fuels your self-esteem like nothing else. Yeah, I graduated college. Yeah, I'm a successful business owner. Yeah, I have healthy relationships. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good financial state. But being able to lose weight shows that you have so much determination or restraint. But then also, it shows that you actually have control over your actions. You are no longer in a victim mindset. You are now holding yourself accountable and no longer being delusional about why you are the way you are. And her friends obviously are experiencing that right now. Tess Holliday Probably will never. I'll refrain from talking about her mortality because, well, I guess I only saw one person talk about it in my comment section of my last video, but they were saying I was grotesque because I talked about when Tess Holliday was going to become worm food because, I mean, she's digging herself an early grave, okay? Sorry, I'll say it once, I'll only say it once.
So for them, this has been transformative.
Absolutely. I think that they are amazing for so many people. And I think that it has given people access to control kind of their bodies, maybe in ways that they hadn't previously.
Yeah, because GLP-1 medications are saving people's life. If you struggle with food noise, if you cannot ever feel full when you're eating, GLP-1s help people lose weight and control their hunger and their food. It is a very helpful tool. I mean, we looked up the British statistic. I think it's like 60% or something of British or UK adults are overweight. But it's something that we the people struggle with internationally. I recently saw a statistic that said that people struggle with obesity 2 times more than world hunger. You know, for so long in politics, everyone talked about world hunger, we need to stop world hunger. The billionaires can stop world hunger. More people are struggling with obesity. 2 times the amount of people are struggling with obesity. I mean, we should still care about world hunger, and you should donate to food pantries if you have the chance, or some sort of organizations and charities. But obesity is harming us internationally. Not just in the US, I know most of my viewers are in the US and Canada, but over the whole entire fucking world. What's her name? Kiera, I think her name is. She just made a video about how obesity is starting to affect third world countries. People went from starving now to dealing with obesity. It's just fucking strange, this world we live in. It's demented. But yeah, being fat is so great. Fat positivity. I love being fat. Let's hear it, Tess Holliday. Let's see how you're oppressed because of GLP-1 medications.
I do think that there is duality. I think that they're great, but just like anything that's great, people overuse it, abuse it, etc.
I feel like it is probably such a small amount of people that are abusing Ozempic or GLP-1 medications. Like I say in every fucking video, and then I've already said it 75 times before, most of us are struggling with overeating. So most people using GLP-1 medications are healthily losing weight. Yeah, there's some people that probably use GLP-1s that don't need it, or some people that abuse it like celebrities that are already underweight, but most of the people aren't. I think probably less than 5% of people that are using GLP-1s are abusing it.
And I think ever since 2020, there's been a rapid decline in diversity overall.
I don't think so. I mean, I know it's golden coming from me because I'm just a fucking fat white lady, but I don't see any less diversity. I still see people of different races and sizes and abilities in beauty campaigns or in advertising. It's just, no one wants to advertise this anymore. No one is using super morbidly obese models that can barely waddle down the runway anymore. That's what it is.
And so I think it's just kind of the perfect storm of like the jobs.
The jobs. Tess Holliday's British arc.
And, you know, where our culture is at right now.
We have come back to our fucking senses and realized that, you know, maybe this whole body positivity thing wasn't too good. Maybe it's hindered us more than it's helped us.
You know, I wonder whether it's about the extremes. I mean, you might be aware in this country there's been various ads that have been banned only this year where models have seemed too thin.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know anything about British media, but I feel like there was something like that in Vogue or some model or some magazine in America that they're no longer using like models that are super small. I don't know. Look it up post filming.
And in many respects, the look that appears to be perhaps the most popular and celebrated is a kind of healthy body.
Healthy. Emphasis on healthy. Not stick thin, not real thin, not supermodel, fucking Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid. Healthy. People want to be able to tie their shoes without gasping for their fucking breath. People want to be able to play with their kids without their knees giving out underneath them. People want to exist without chronic back pain. People don't want to get their phalanges cut off because of their type 2 diabetes. Healthy. Have you ever heard that word, Tess Holliday? Health-y. 2 syllables. Me trying to be a fucking phonetic coach when I can't pronounce quite literally anything.
One of my great heroes, for example, Lizzo,
His great hero, Lizzo. Okay. Okay, King.
being very open about her weight loss journey. I wonder whether you'd kind of celebrate that.
Ooh, I've been wanting to hear Tess Holliday's take on Lizzo losing weight. I don't think she's posted a video about this ever.
Well, weight loss is rooted in racism, ableism, misogyny, xenophobia. So Lizzo losing weight is racist, even though she's a black woman using her bodily autonomy. Yep, that's racist.
Obviously, I don't think that. I'm trying to impersonate people in the fat acceptance community.
Rather than, a plus-size body or a too thin body, but trying to achieve a body that best represents health.
I think that it's really hard to look at somebody and tell whether or not they're healthy.
I think we all know if this woman is healthy or not. I know she's hitting you with the over-the-shoulder model look. If you are trying to be a catfish, if you feel like you were fat, but you want to take a selfie and you want to kind of camouflage it, or you're struggling with how you look, here's how you do the over-the-shoulder look, which makes Tess Holliday look 150 pounds lighter. So whatever side is your best, your left or your right, you're gonna put your shoulder towards the camera. Fix your hair however you like. If you want it to look real long, make sure you pull it out in the back. I've hit this angle about 400,000 times. I'm professional at this angle. You're gonna lift your shoulder up so then it covers your chin. You're gonna create a false jawline. See? I have something right here, a little fat, but if I put that there, I look like a skinny queen. You can't see my double chin. See? Oh. Soft jawline, whatever they call it. Sharp is a fucking razor. Sharp. So here you go. You hit this. I usually just do this for selfies in the past, but you can do this full body like Tess Holliday. So what you do, you have my viewfinder's right here, so I'm looking. So you have the jawline, you're hiding it. And because you're hiding your jawline, you can kind of catfish your size. So, hit the pose. I like to do a little pouty lip, a little smize. If you want, you could tilt your head back a little. Let's do a full body. Shoulder towards the camera. Lift the shoulder to create that false jawline. And if you want to hide the fupa area, you're going to do the shoulder. And then you're going to turn. Look, you can't even see anything. Look, I can hide this whole fucking crystal probably. I'm going to hide this crystal just by hitting this. What's this crystal? At least 6 inches out. Crystal's right here. Look how much I'm hiding. You could be fucking pregnant and hit this angle and not look like it. Of course, you could pop out the booty a little. Fuck around with it. It's a catfish angle. That's the biggest catfish angle in the fucking book. But yes, Tess Holliday, you still look unhealthy even if you hit this angle and hide your fupa.
I know you mentioned extremes, and I can understand what you're saying, but I think
if you're in the body positivity movement, you think that people either look like 𝓌𝒶𝓇𝒾𝓃 or Tess Holliday. What about a healthy weight? What about just overweight? What about class 1 obesity? No. 600 pounds or 80. That's the extremes of when you're in fat acceptance community. You just can't be a healthy normal weight.
overall, what I would love to be celebrated, and I feel like a lot of people, is just, how we exist, diversity in general.
No, you want people to book you for modeling gigs, but you're so fat, you can't even walk down a runway. If Tess Holliday wanted to be a model so goddamn bad, then she would figure out how to lose weight so she could just be a regular plus-size model. But she can't because she probably has some undiagnosed ED. She does not have fucking atypical Anna. If you believe her, I have a unicorn to sell you. She is obviously struggling with something mentally, and that's why she looks like that. She is not fooling anyone. If she wanted to model, she would figure out a way to get hired again. But that one way is to lose weight, and she refuses to do that.
I think it would be nice to see different body sizes and shapes and ranges.
Speaking of Old Navy. All right, so I just clicked on this ribbed scoop neck tank top from Old Navy. They carry extra small all the way to 4X. Models are approximately 5'9", wearing a small, large, and extra large. Small, large, extra large. There's your diversity. There's your diversity that you so greatly need. People like literally just speak out their ass. They're like, oh, we want this. It already exists, ma'am. They just don't have the 4X model because realistically, how many fucking people are a 4X? Very slim. 77% of American adults are overweight, and I think 9% of them are severely obese. It's not very fucking common. That's why there's no plus size models that are Tess Holliday size.
Diversity in general. I think it would be nice to see different body sizes and shapes and ranges as a whole. So, I mean, that's what I would love to see more of.
It already exists. It's just you're not getting jobs, so you're pissed off. That's what it is.
I couldn't agree more. And you obviously feel very healthy.
You obviously feel very healthy, even though you talk about how you have an ED. Tell me how you are healthy, even though you have atypical ana. Even though you claim to have atypical ana. I don't think having an ED qualifies you as being healthy. Sorry, not sorry. Not saying I'm the fucking pinnacle of health. I just got an ultrasound on my varicose veins. I have an autoimmune disorder. I have a handful of mental health diagnoses. I'm still obese, but I can admit those things. I live in reality, so I can acknowledge those things. I can do healthy things. I eat pretty healthy-ish. I do healthy things like go on walks and drink water, but I'm not completely healthy. But I bet Tess Holliday is going to say right here that she's the pinnacle of health. A+ on her report card from the doctor.
Don't you? And celebrate your health and your shape in a way that's very positive. There will be some that argue that we have an obesity crisis in our country.
The UK and America.
We have huge concern about people being overweight.
As they should, because being overweight hinders your life, but also is an extreme risk factor to many disorders and diseases.
And in a sense, you know, we have to be careful. You might be, well, you're gorgeous, clearly. And
yeah, you're pretty, but about that health thing. That's all she cares about, even in her caption. Who gave me the permission to be so gorge? Are we talking about health? Like, aren't we talking about weight? Like, shouldn't that be the topic of conversation? No? Would that just make too much fucking sense? Sorry.
and healthy, but others who are your size might not be.
But others of your size might not be as healthy as you. Yeah, no one that is Tess Holliday size is healthy. I would argue no one over 250 is healthy. And that's including men. Obviously, no fucking woman is healthy over 250. How do I know? Because I was there. Yeah, my highest weight was 272.8 pounds. 250 did not feel that good, I'll tell you that. And neither did 272.8.
They might not be, but, you know, at the end of the day, we are all deserving of respect.
When did they say that you were not deserving of respect? Never. They just said, hey, people that are humongous like you usually aren't healthy. What do you have to say about that?
Well, we all deserve respect.
Okay, well, we're not talking about respect. We're talking about the fact that you preach health at every size. You talk about how you are being discriminated against because of your size. Would you like to explain further? No. Let's just pull out the respect card.
We're all deserving to take up space. That's why, you know, I wrote a new book that came out in the UK not too long ago called Take Up Space, Y'all.
Gotta do a little self-promotion.
And it really is about just reclaiming your space and taking up space. And
we're talking about health here. Yeah, we know you take up space. You caused a solar eclipse.
I literally blocked my brother yesterday. I'm not speaking to my mom, my stepmom, my dad. I'm like, who can I block next? I've never been quiet since the day I've entered this earth.
But what about the fact that people your size usually have type 2 diabetes, usually have strokes or heart attacks? You know, your fat friend, not Aubrey Gordon, just some other random person died in front of you the other day.
Which triggered for me because a few days prior, I actually had to help when someone was incapacitated while their children were there.
Okay. So you're triggered because you had to help someone that was incapacitated?
I'm on the phone with 911, who was a larger bodied individual who was not able to be resuscitated on the scene.
So one of your fat friends died right in front of you? And that was not a wake-up call.
And it really messed with me.
That should have scared the shit out of you. Yeah, did you forget that when you went on the news? Because you claimed it traumatized you.
You know, regardless of whether we're, quote, healthy or not.
Healthy or not. Really, I think we know if you're healthy or not, Miss Starbucks and McDonald's.
We matter, and, you know, I think that we deserve to be seen as well.
You don't gotta worry about that. But I think it'd be pretty hard not to see you. I mean, I feel like even Helen Keller would kind of even somehow get an idea of your size.
So, I know you're concerned that you haven't been booked for a long time. If you don't get more...
We know that you're concerned about being unemployed. What do you have to say about that? I think the last magazine cover she was on was the Parents magazine. And then I don't think she's walked in a runway since 2022. I don't think she's done any like traditional modeling in the sense of like clothing. Well, I guess she had that. Well, I don't know. That's kind of more of a collaboration. She had a collaboration with that one swimsuit brand. But it's a collab, not like modeling.
bookings, what will you do?
If you continue to be unemployed and unemployable, because quite frankly, no one needs a plus size model that's your size, unless they're trying to be a candidate of 600-pound life, what will you do?
I'm not that concerned. I mean, I'm...
Insert video of her crying at the club, talking about how she can't get a job last year.
And I would be lying to you guys if I said that I wasn't absolutely crippled by the fear of how quiet work is. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, so it's...
Look how bitchy she's being. Yeah, well, she's getting jobs. She's a body diversity advocate or whatever. She had to start a new business because she's no longer being hired as a plus size model.
Not all bad, is it? But I'm not...
And she is a New York best-selling author. What do you mean? She's working.
I'm not going anywhere. You guys are stuck with me. I think like anything, we you know, body trend.
Body. Fumbling. They read her for filth.
Are a thing. We've seen it from the 1800s where bigger bodies were glorified, and through the end of...
Yeah. Rich kings and queens, people that had money. Yeah, they were a little chubbier, and it was a sign of wealth because they weren't starving to death and living off of bread made out of sawdust like the peasants. But nowadays, most people struggle with being obese, so it's not a sign of wealth. It's a sign that you eat ultra-processed food and don't get off your fat ass. And yeah, there has been body trends, but it's always been a healthy weight. It's always been a healthy weight. It wasn't until 2015 to 2023 that we were more accepting of plus-size bodies and obese ones for a very short period of time. And that's a trend that has come and gone, like you are going to. Sorry, I did a mortality joke again. Sue me, sue me, sue me. I know I'm evil. I know I'm mean. I know I'm a bitch. I don't care if you say that in the comments, okay? Actually, make sure you leave that in the comments because I would like some engagement.
Time where bodies have changed, and You know, I think that it will shift back to a place where you guys are going to be absolutely sick of me. You're going to see me and a bunch of other people everywhere. You'd really say that.
I mean, yeah, we do see you everywhere. You caused a solar eclipse. You were in the sky. Everyone on the whole planet saw you. Let's go over the comments. I was 300 pounds, now down to 140. It's the best thing I ever did for myself. Body positivity was great until I realized how much better I felt skinny. Because body positivity and fat acceptance is a coping mechanism. Everyone loves the way that they are until they lose weight and realize, hey, this shit's a little fucking better. This feels better. OMG, they were so rude. I don't think so. Maybe towards the end, but it wasn't really that bad. Esther. People shouldn't comment on plus-size bodies because it's no one's concern. Well, actually, in America, it's everyone's concern because if you pay taxes, your money is going to obesity-related causes. Just don't comment on people's bodies, period. Well, Tess Holliday, your whole fucking career is about being super morbidly obese, so I think it only makes sense if people comment on that. Wow, their questions were so loaded and you handled them so well because I would have struggled to keep my face from telling them exactly how I feel. The overuse of the word healthy by them was so harmful. What, you mean they were grounded in reality? Because whether you like it or not, commenter or viewer, your health does affect your life. It may not now because you're a young spring chicken, but it will catch up to you. And yeah, there are some people that probably will never be healthy because of chronic disease or disabilities or, traumatic injury. But I would say a majority of people can implement healthier habits into their life. I mean, no one is perfect, obviously, besides me. But your health fucking matters. It does. You know when it doesn't matter? When you're dead. Yeah. That's when it won't matter anymore. When you don't need your physical body anymore. When you are Casper the Friendly Ghost, then your health doesn't matter because you are no longer tied to this earthly plane. Congratulations, you are free from this hell planet. But until then, you have to fucking worry about your weight and your health and what you eat and how you exercise and how much water you consume and what your blood test results are and if you have a giant throbbing varicose vein in your right leg. Yeah, you have to worry about that stuff. I mean, there's already a million things that we have to worry about every single day as adults, but that's just what it's like to be a human being. Sorry, not sorry. We all have to deal with it. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, your religion, your political stance, your abilities, what sort of different diagnoses you have, whether that is physical or mental. Your health affects you. Your poor behaviors will affect your health eventually. Everything in your life catches up to you. Every action has a consequence, whether that is positive or negative. You have to take accountability for your actions because living in a state of delusion like Tess Holliday will only get you so far. Yeah, I guess cool, she's a plus-size model. Oh, cool, she's on the news. How cool is being... Oh, sorry, I can't not talk about her health and her livelihood. How cool is it going to be 600 fucking pounds when you don't make it to 50? Because when my dad was that weight, actually probably less than her, my dad was in his early 40s. I mean, granted, he was an alcoholic, but he was also 450 pounds. He was pissing blood and could not breathe and had to wear a CPAP machine and had to be rushed to the ER various amounts of times because he could not breathe. And that was in his 40s. If he did not get one of the gastric sleeve surgeries, he probably wouldn't be here because he had heart problems as well as a million other diagnoses because of his weight and drinking. And Tess Holliday doesn't even talk about her health. Yeah, everyone deserves respect regardless of their health, but we're talking about if you are healthy or not. Remember when Tess Holliday was on an anti-inflammatory diet for a week? We know that she's inflamed. She's fucking 600 pounds. But why were you on an anti-inflammatory diet? You having some blood issues? You having some heart issues? There's something going on there. But hashtag take up space, y'all. Hashtag let's not talk about the hard subjects. Let's just graze over the surface and talk about how everyone deserves to be respected and have representation. You won't be thinking about representation when you're in the hospital being brought back to life because you had a fucking heart attack. And I'm not talking about Tess Holliday, I'm talking about you, viewer. You won't care about representation after all your phalanges are cut off because you never took care of your type 2 diabetes. Why does representation matter if you can't wipe your ass? Like, there are more important things that you need to be fucking worrying about, okay? Like, seriously. There are bigger fish to fry, and your BMI is one of them, okay? I can't with this lady. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about Tess Holliday being on the British news. Do you watch Graphically Alex's videos? And have you seen like him mention all the British fat acceptance stuff? Let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video. And if you enjoy me, consider subscribing. I would love to get to 20K by the end of the year. That's my goal. And I just hit 17K, so I need 1.5K subscribers this month and next month. We can do it, girls. Make sure you're subscribed. If you've made it this far, leave a cherry emoji. Because Tess Holliday does those cherries for the O in her name, even though she only has a 1 O. And I feel like if you do cherries, then it should be 2 O's. Okay. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Take care. Peace. I love you.